JPMorgan Chase announcing it will no longer do any business with coal companies in the future, and it's going to restrict financing to companies that drill in the Arctic. The big bank also pledging to extend $200 billion in financing to clean and renewable energy companies by 2025. The move coming after years of pressure and follows similar action by other big institutions like Goldman Sachs and BlackRock. According to a report by the Rainforest Action Network, JPMorgan is the world's largest funder of fossil fuel companies. Is this a smart business move, Jonathan?
I think it's unfortunate, David, because it's a business move that's brought about by political considerations. Once again, it's like the Greens just look for any opportunity to, hurt mankind, in this case, putting political pressure on, they might not be popular, but these oil and gas companies, David, are productive for mankind. They help mankind. So all this is going to do is make it more expensive to drill for oil, and it comes at just the worst time for a lot of these companies, considering the low price of oil. A lot of these oil and gas companies are already in a bear market. This isn't going to help them one bit.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be a little bit more cynical and a little bit more idealistic about this. Here's the cynical part. Coal is not exactly a growing industry, and the Arctic drilling is not exactly the only place to drill for oil and gas. So, Jonathan, they're not stopping drilling, financing the drilling for oil and gas. So they're doing two things, and the idealistic part is maybe, just maybe, they believe this, that they shouldn't be investing in something that fouls the environment or fouls the, the beautiful nature up.
Well,
up
we
in the
know that Jamie Dimon loves making money. In fact, he loves maximizing profit. And when you look at the energy markets, when you look at the also look at the oil price, it's actually breaking the $50 mark. So if anything that's not above $65 per barrel is not a good investment. So from an investor perspective. So Jamie Dimon is saying, looking out in terms of the next 10, 20 years and so forth, allocating capital to other areas is most profitable in terms of when you look at a return of investment.
Yeah, I'm not one to give Jamie Dimon advice on how to run a business. I think that he's pretty good at doing that. But at the end of the day, what bothers me about this is bending a knee to the rage mob. And as a business, if you do that, that is a sentence for death in business, because it's never going to be good enough. Once you show them that you are willing to heed the call of one group, another group's going to come and another group's going to come. And pretty soon you're not going to be able to do business with anyone. So if it's a business decision, that's fine. If it's coming from outside pressure, that is a
But to your point, Carol,
decision.
they should have just been forthright and actually stated that. Look, we don't see money in this industry in terms of financing perspective. We do see it in other areas.
And Carol, to your in life, everything in life is as a result of outside pressure. And by the way, don't forget, the United States is not JPMorgan's only market. People take this stuff very seriously in Europe, for example, where they do a lot of business.
But Adam, it should be to economic pressures, not political pressures. And Carol, to your point, the next step will be companies like JPMorgan saying, we're not going to fund anyone that doesn't have a woman on the board or someone of a particular race on the board. That's type of mob mentality, as you said.
Goldman Sachs already said that.